Hello, guys, and welcome to Football and F1 show of episode 4. Today, we're going to talk about recent Club World Cup games, transfer news, and also we're going to preview Silverstone, uh, British Grand Prix of Formula 1. But let's get started. Let's start with the Club World Cup 2025. Um, Recent games in the Club World Cup, which I didn't talk about, which was Inter Milan versus Fluminense. Sorry, Fluminense beat Inter Milan 2-0. A great victory for Fluminense. Al Hilal beat Manchester City 4-3. That was a great game, fantastic game. I mean, the goalkeeper of Al Hilal, Bono, I thought he made some outstanding saves. I mean, the guy was making saves right, left, and centre, like unbelievable saves from him. And Inzaghi delivered another masterclass. Another masterclass. Like, it was similar to his tactics against City in the final of the Champions League 2023, where he coached the win, but the players let him down. Yes, he lost the final in the 5-0 against PSG in the Champions League finals this year, but you can you can clearly feel, yeah, PSG, Inter Milan were terrible. Don't get me wrong, and they were horrendous, and the tactics of Inzaghi were terrible. But you can also clearly feel that Inter Milan were a bit tired going to the final. They were a bit tired and losing the cup, losing the league, etc., and playing a long season, which was you could say that was a huge reason down to it. But normally Inzaghi always delivers in big games in knockout stages, and he delivered. He delivered with Al Hilal. The first game of knockout competition, first game with Al Hilal, not first knockout competition, first try, and he beat Manchester City. So well done to Inzaghi. He's clearly a very good coach. Um, and yeah, Al Hilal, like, they exposed City's defensive problems. And listen, City they played quite well. They dominated the game, had a lot of chances, a lot of possession, 15 shots on target, but they couldn't win. And Al Hilal they took advantage of their chances. They were more clinical than City. If you go down by chances, who scored more? Yes, you could say City had lots of chances, and Bono like saved Al Hilal, and he had lots of saves. But Al Hilal are a very good team. They're not only rely on goalkeeper. They scored 4 goals. So well done to Al Hilal. They did well enough to win the game, and they deserve to win, in my opinion. I think if both teams deserve to win, but it was just one of them who was more decisive in front of goal, and that was Al Hilal at the end. So yeah, well done to Al Hilal. As for City, does this game really hurt City? Does it really show City still have problems going to the start of 2025-2026 season? I don't think so. However, defensively they look really, really shaky. They look really, really poor. And Edison, I mean, I think they might need to get. I think City made some great signings, but I think they might need to bring in a new goalkeeper, because Edison is not the same goalkeeper now. He's been making mistakes now, and in the last 12 months he's not been the same goalkeeper as he was before. Um, I think they might need to bring in a new goalkeeper before it's too late for Manchester City and Pep Guardiola. So I think they need. How old is Edison right now? Let me check. Um, he is 31 years old, and in August he will be 32. So 32 years old, starting the season, having a goalkeeper who's 32 years old, is it what really you want to have if you want to win the Premier League and Champions League as well? I'm not sure. Like, I think City will sign a goalkeeper before the end of transfer window. I think they will realize it quickly, and they will think that actually we need a goalkeeper. Um, I think Guardiola will realize that as well. I think I think they would realize that they need a new goalkeeper. Listen, they're not going to say publicly, but I think from the outside, I think they will realize they might need a new goalkeeper, because I don't think Edison is not that good enough anymore. Listen, he's been a brilliant goalkeeper for City, fantastic goalkeeper. The saves he made against Inter, the Champions League final. Making brilliant assists when he was making passes to Aguero, Haaland. But I think it's you can clearly see his peak is finished, kind of. So I think City need to bring a goalkeeper, in my opinion, for the end of transfer window before it's too late, in my opinion. So yeah. That's just my opinion. I know some, maybe some people would disagree with me. Maybe City fans have a different view to me, but that's what I feel. I think City need a new goalkeeper. Um, Al Hilal, they deserve to win. They deserve to win. Like I said, they took most of the chances. And they've got quality players. Like I said, they've got Ruben Neves. They've got Ludi, who was a good fullback for Atletico Madrid. They've got Bono, who's a brilliant goalkeeper. They've got Cancelo, Koulibaly, Ruben Neves, Malcolm, Milkovic, Savage, Leonardo. They've got a very, very good team, man. Very, very good team, and they've got a very good coach like Inzaghi. Mitrovic as well, who I don't know why he didn't play any. Hasn't played any games for Al Hilal this tournament. I have no idea, but he's a quality player as well for them. Funny enough, that in the transfer window they wanted to bring in Theo Hernandez or Lucas Hernandez, one of the Hernandez, and Bruno Fernandes. Like the two greedy man and Hilal, but anyway, they're a very good team, and people say, oh, and Saudi Pro League. Listen, we've all said, oh, Saudi Pro League, yeah, people go there for the money, etc. But maybe it's a bit underrated. Maybe Cristiano Ronaldo maybe was right. They could be the top five league in Europe. Maybe the Saudi league is very good, and yeah, I mean, and people say, oh, but Al Hilal, is the only team great in Saudi Pro League. I disagree with that, because if you look Saudi Pro League, Al Ittihad won the Saudi Pro League, not Al Hilal, and Al Ahli, who finished fifth in the Saudi Pro League, I think won the Champions League, if I'm not mistaken. Because did they win the Champions League? I think they won the Champions League. Yeah, they did win it in Champions League, the Asian Champions League. So, and they've got and you also got Al Nasser, of course, who they've got Cristiano Ronaldo and good players as well. So you've got four great teams in Saudi Pro League. Yes, the others are not so special, but you've got four great teams. So I think maybe Saudi Pro League is kind of underrated. Listen, we all diss it, including me. We all say, I don't watch much of the league. It's a dead league. People go there for the money, blah blah blah, which is most of it right, but maybe it's underrated. Maybe we underestimate the quality of the teams and the league and the coaches. So maybe Cristiano Ronaldo is right. They're becoming a top five league in the world. So brilliant, but yeah, brilliant from Al Hilal. They've done fantastically well. And Zagi's done really well, especially first games as an Al Hilal coach, and to compete with likes of Man City and Real Madrid and to win and get a draw. I think he's done a brilliant job so far, especially in adapting, coming to a new team like Al Hilal. Because we all thought he's coming there for the money, that's it. But he's done a phenomenal job, you have to say. So kudos to so far. So kudos to Inzaghi. So yeah, does this City hurt? Like I said, I don't think it hurts much of City's problems, because listen, Club World Cup. Listen, I don't. In my opinion, it's not so important to win the Club World Cup. In my opinion, it's not so important. It's not because, if in my opinion, like a lot of teams, like City, I'm pretty sure would have wanted a rest. Because they've had a poor season, they've had a long season. I'm pretty sure they wanted the rest. So playing a couple of games in Club World Cup is probably one of the last things they needed. So I think this is yeah, you could say, yeah, it's not good that they got knocked out, but it also might be a blessing in disguise, because it gives them more time to prepare for this season coming up, 25-26. So yeah, you can spin it. You could say, oh, it might hurt, and because you saw at the end a couple of City players were sad that they got knocked out, but I think in hindsight and logically, I think it could benefit City, because I don't think City really needed to win this Club World Cup, and they played well in this game. It's not like they got smashed. They played well, but they were just not clinical enough, and they made some defensive mistakes, which Guardiola, and I'm pretty sure Guardiola and City will have Pep Guardiola and Manchester City will have time to fix that. Real Madrid beat Juventus 1-0, thanks to a goal from Gonzalo Garcia. Also, Borussia Dortmund beat 2-1 against Monterrey. Jude Bellingham will not play against Jude Bellingham, his brother, in the quarterfinal of Club World Cup, because he got a yellow card, which earned him a suspension. So very unlucky for Jude Bellingham. But here's the quarterfinal. You've got Fluminense versus Al Hilal, Palmeiras versus Chelsea, PSG against Bayern, Real Madrid against Dortmund. I expect an Al Hilal versus PSG in the final. I think so. I think Al Hilal will beat Fluminense, and I think Palmeiras are a very good team. I'm not so sure that Chelsea are going to beat them. I'm not saying Chelsea are a poor team. They're a very good team, but Palmeiras are not easy team to play against as well. But I think one of them who plays against Al Hilal, I think Al Hilal beats them. I think Al Hilal reach the final. I think PSG beats Bayern, and I think they will beat Real Madrid, who I think will beat Dortmund. So I think PSG versus Al Hilal in the final. I think and that will be a good, very good final. I think yeah, it will be again Inzaghi versus PSG in the final yet again, but the different concept, of course. So hopefully, Al Hilal will not be tired like Inter was. So, but yeah, let's see. Um, in terms of the transfer window, in terms of some transfers, not many transfers, but like I said, Arsenal signed Kepa Arrizabalaga. I, I don't think it's a signing that really Arsenal needed. Um, so like I said, I don't think it's Kepa Arrizabalaga, sorry, signing for Arsenal from Chelsea after spending on loan last year on loan at Bournemouth. Um, Listen, they've got a new backup goalkeeper because the other backup goalkeeper that Arsenal had left the team. I don't remember who it was. Sorry for forgetting, but I don't remember who it was. But yeah, I like. Listen, it's like listen. Arsenal have made some couple of signings in this transfer window, but have they really made signings that they really needed? They signed Kepa, a backup goalkeeper. They signed Subimendi to replace Partey. They signed Norgard to replace Jorginho. Norgard is, he's okay, he's good, but is he really that special? Zubimendi, very good midfielder, but it's not a position that really Arsenal need. Have they made the signings that they really needed? I don't think so. They need a striker. Everybody sees that. Everyone knows that they needed a striker from the start of 2024. From January 2024, they needed a new top striker, but it seems like Arteta and Arsenal are a bit stubborn and not seeing the point, not see what most of us see, which is they need a goal scorer, they need a striker. But no, Arteta will say in the press and the media, say, "Oh, I'm happy with what I have," and then it will cost them the title yet again. So, like it will cost them another season of Arsenal not winning the Premier League title. It will cost Arsenal, sorry, for winning the Premier League title. So make the decisions before it's too late, Mikel and Arsenal. Make the decisions before it's too late. And yeah, like, listen, I've heard they made I think it was from L'Equipe, that they said they've made a verbal agreement for Gyökeres. It sounds like bullshit to me because I don't believe that at all. But they're spending so much time on trying to sign Gyökeres and Sesko. Like, they get the deals done, man. City get the deals done quickly. Liverpool got the deal quickly. Why play around and just do your business quickly? Don't be straightforward. Don't be overthinker. So that's what Arsenal are doing. Chelsea signed also João Pedro from Brighton, worth up 60 million. Chelsea, they've made some good signings. They brought in João Pedro from Brighton, who's a very good player, very good player for Brighton. And Chelsea, listen, except Cole Palmer, who I know people say, oh, he hasn't scored many goals since 2025, but he's been creating chances. They haven't got many. Chelsea haven't got many attackers who score many goals. So I think bringing João Pedro and Liam Delap, I think, could help Chelsea going forward. However, the problems they have, they need the goalkeeper because Sanchez is not good enough, and they need a top quality centre back because defensively they're not good enough as well. Chelsea, so they've made some good signings, but still they need. I still think they need to sign a goalkeeper and midfield goalkeeper and a defender, good defender to fix all of their problems. So yeah, but João Pedro is a good player, so he could help Chelsea in that attack. That's for sure. So yeah. Now let's move on to Formula One.